and not about chasing through doublespeak the votes of extremists or their preferences. This is the best way to ensure absolute compliance. Police, private security, all of our health team will be able to monitor compliance in a much easier way in a static location, one hotel or a series of hotels as the case may be.
Same question again. Are you aware of any such proposal having been agreed upon at about 1:30 that private security would be used for the purposes of enforcing mandatory self-isolation?
No, Ms Elliott. I have given this quite some thought, Ms Elliott. I'm not certain why I mentioned police, private security and our health team, those three groups of people, and not a fourth or a fifth group. I think I go on shortly thereafter to talk about the fact that it had not been settled, but on the specifics, I can't clarify for you or outline for you why I chose those three groups. I'm afraid I've tried to search my recall of this and I simply can't.
I'm very grateful to the Prime Minister for him agreeing to this be a true partnership between Victoria Police, our health officials, as well as the Australian Defence Force. I think that will work very well.
I don't believe ADF support was on offer. And ADF support has been provided in very limited circumstances in New South Wales, not to provide security as such, but to provide transportation from the airport to hotels. So again, I think it is fundamentally incorrect to assert that there was hundreds of ADF staff on offer and somehow someone said no.
The board has heard evidence that on the 27th of March, in the initial planning meeting that occurred at the State Control Centre, there was some discussion about the extent to which the ADF would play a role, and the Emergency Management Commissioner, Mr Crisp, says, and gave evidence that this was his view, that he didn't see that on-the-ground ADF assistance was required at that time. Are you aware of that?
Only insofar as I'm aware of the evidence he's given. What was required was not something that I would have been determining, which I think is the sequence of events that you're describing.
Okay. So I take it that, yes, you're aware now that he's given that evidence. You weren't aware at the time that he had that view?
No, I don't believe I was.
Yeah. But do you accept that his evidence is that he did have the view that in the context of being aware of the possibility of seeking support if it was needed and necessary, he formed the view that it wasn't necessary at that time?
Yes.
And sometimes they haven't been straight yet. They're sending all sorts of mixed messages, and that's dangerous. That's dangerous. What do we want to see? Somebody actually getting hurt?
Yeah.